earrings could get caught and in, what did you say, Ashley? A PE, let's say on a tennis court, high heels could make you fall over. Now, can you see what I've done there? I've taken the last paragraph, written another sentence, introduced a new idea, linking those ideas together, the idea of danger, of problems. Now I've used triplet power. I've used 3 ideas to try and expand on my idea, show why my argument about not banning uniform is a good one. What I need to do now is to link to the idea of health and safety in terms of school trips. So, I'd like a simple sentence or a shorter sentence to introduce school trips. George?
On school trips, students might get lost.
Okay, let's make that a bit shorter before we say about getting lost. Let's say, then there's the school trip, full stop. So lots of sentence variety, remember, is a good thing. Then there's a school trip, full stop. Introduces the idea you're waiting to see what's wrong with the school trip. George says you're going to get lost. Without uniform, it's easy to get lost. Now, I could keep going with that paragraph, but I'm going to leave it there because what I'd like you to have time to do is to write a little bit of your own paragraph. So if you look back to the plan, the next paragraph is going to be about celebrating individuality. It's going to be the other side of the argument. It's going to be talking about why uniform should be banned. What are the advantages of banning uniform? I'd like you now to have a go on your own, and again I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this, to write the next paragraph concentrating on what we've been talking about. So concentrate on trying to link your ideas together and use some of those techniques from last lesson. And we'll end the lesson with listening to some of the ideas, some of the paragraphs that you've written. You can write directly onto your sheet. Just before you do that, though, I want to draw your attention to this little sheet that you've had on your desk since the beginning of the lesson. And there's a giant version of it up here. It's a signpost. And it says connectives and connective phrases. And you've got a whole list of words and phrases that help you connect ideas together. Why do you think I've done that in a signpost? Why the signpost? It wasn't a mistake. Go on, Henry, we haven't heard from you for a while.
It's like a connective, and that's like giving you directions.
Brilliant, it gives you directions. Connectives give the reader directions through the text. So have that in front of you. It might help you if you get stuck for ideas, okay? So write your own paragraph, showing me some linking phrases, trying to develop ideas and use some of the techniques from last lesson. Can you put your hand up if you're going to need help straight away, because that confuses you a bit? Okay, Abby, if I come to you, Ms. Sprinkler, can you help George? Thank you. All right, 5 minutes, see how well you get on. Okay, Abby. So, I've written this paragraph for you on the board. It's not very long, but I was running out of time, so no, you don't have to copy that. On the other side, we've got this. On the other hand, many students complain that uniforms are uncomfortable and expensive. And if you want, you can have a go at continuing that paragraph and talking about all the arguments that you can think of to back up that idea that uniforms are uncomfortable and expensive, or you can have more freedom and have this whole blank paragraph here and start talking about how you think that the uniform is a good way of celebrating your individuality, that it's good that we're all different, and at school you should celebrate that and look different by wearing different kinds of clothes. So you need to come up with a sentence, first of all, that introduces that idea. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have a go. I'll come back and see how you're getting on in the minutes. Emma, did you need help? Yeah? No? Let's have a look. We should have school uniforms, so what are you going to carry on saying? I think that what you should do is start talking about celebrating individuality here. So if you put, we shouldn't have school uniform because we are all different and we should celebrate that, that would work better, do you think? Okay, well done. Okay, if you need help, just put your hand up. How are we getting on at the back?
Fine.
However, brilliant. However, many people would disagree. Oh, good. So short sentence there. What are you about to do next?
So that school uniform could be used to express individuality?
Yeah, good. Are there any techniques that you're going to try and use?
Triplet power.
The triplet power, brilliant. See if you can introduce another technique as well. You've got that from last lesson, so think about adjectives, repetition, rhetorical questions, maybe even use some pronouns, that might work, or some statistics. You two okay?
Just carry on from that then.
Yeah, so you're trying to write the next paragraph after that. So you've got from the plan here that what you now want to start talking about is arguing that actually school uniform should be banned. We should get rid of it because we're all different, so why shouldn't we look different? Okay. So you've got to try and find a way of introducing that idea. Can you do that, or do you need some help? Ollie, how about you? Sure? Yeah. Rosie, are you okay? Yeah. Well, that's a really nice way to introduce it with the connective. Alternatively, some students would disagree. Well done. Okay, how are you two getting on? Do you need any help?
Not really.
Oh, okay, so you've used this topic sentence. Firstly, good, connective. Pupils say they feel like clones. And yep, okay, well done. Well done. Henry, you okay?
Yes, thanks.
Jack?
Yeah.
Marge, how about you?
I can't think of another word.
So you've got connective, good. However, many pupils disagree. Students feel cloned, restricted. And so we're trying to do triplet power, good. And unable to express themselves, something like that. Well done. You right, George? Ollie, you okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. You've got a connective there. Also, schools are always telling students to be themselves. Good point. So wearing their own clothes will enforce this idea of individuality. That's a really good complex sentence. Well done. Excellent. I really like your rhetorical question at the beginning. Brilliant. And using some figurative language, so talking about being like sheep. Well done. That's excellent. If you finish that paragraph and you want to keep going, then on the back page you'll find there's some more things for you to do. Abby? Connective, brilliant. However, children should have the right to express their individual personality. It's a really good sentence. And the school uniform does not allow this to happen. Full stop there. Yeah? Is that what you wanted? Many students have complained about this and thought this is an issue that needs to be dealt with. Yeah, that's really clear. Well done. See now if you can keep developing the debate with this bit at the back. Oh, okay, last minute, and then I'd like to hear a few before the end of the lesson. So I can see a few people have already finished one paragraph. It's really good. Ollie? A good reason for uniform being banned is that it gives pupils a chance to express their individuality. Good. Students should be allowed to wear what makes them feel comfortable and happy. However, good use of the connective, this could also increase bullying. Oh, okay, so you've tried to link back to the paragraph back here. Yeah, that's good. I think you could still add a little bit though about a reason for banning uniforms. So you've said, yes, this is a problem, but maybe here you could say that it might not increase bullying, it might decrease bullying because people would be much happier in themselves and have less reason to try and take things out on other people, something like that. Okay. Well done. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, hold that 7 while I just help George. Yeah, of course you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pens down, please. George has volunteered to read his out first. So if we can listen to George, think about what he's been doing with his paragraph. Thanks, George.
However, school students like wearing their own clothes on a school trip because it makes them feel individual and not like clones like they are in school. Students should be able to express themselves like in English, where you express yourself in writing.
Okay, well done. That's really well explained. Lots of complex ideas that support your argument. I'd like to have one more. Go on then, Alice. Thank you.
Schools always try to encourage individuality, so why do they feel the need to put all the students in the same uniform? This makes the students feel as they're being herded up like sheep, and because of this, students will rebel and try to bend the rules.
Excellent. Can you tell me one of the techniques you've used there and how you think it's going to work?
The rhetorical question.
And what does a rhetorical question do?
It's making the reader think about it.
Brilliant. It's forcing the reader to think about your idea by challenging them with that question. Okay, unfortunately, we're running out of time. So what I'd like to do is pick up on this next lesson, which means you're going to need to be really organised when you pack away. Make sure that all of these sheets are tidy inside your exercise book so they're ready for use next lesson. The glue sticks and the envelopes can stay on your desk. So can we now just quietly pack away, please? Okay, Hannah. Make sure, Sam, that essay, to take that with you, pack that away into your book, and then just leave the envelope on your desk. Okay, and when you've packed away, Ollie, can you just leave your coat for a minute, please? If you can just be quiet looking this way for a second. Okay, Rosie, tell me one thing that you've learnt today, please.
To make sure that to link the sentence, to link started paragraphs from the end of the first paragraph to the next.
Right, brilliant. At the end of your paragraph should link to the beginning of your next paragraph. Good. Matt, tell me one thing you've learnt today, please. It's different to Rosie.
Make your points a bit clearer and more effective.
Right, how to be more effective when you're making points. So if they're well organised within paragraphs, they're going to be more effective. Henry, tell me one thing you've learnt today, please.
How to use rhetorical questions more easily.
Okay, good. Jenny, tell me one thing you've learnt today, please.
To not make it too complicated, use simple sentences sometimes.
Okay, not all the time. Remember, we've talked about complex sentences are much more impressive, but every so often a simple sentence can be really powerful. Marge, tell me one thing that you think is important from today's lesson.
Connecting other sentences with interesting connectives.
Right, brilliant. Using interesting connectives. Let me just remind you of Mount Everest at the beginning. Just one person, maybe Charlie, just tell me why that was important. What was
just shows how you can start off low and get higher.
Yep, okay, and to get higher, what do you need to do? There were two things that you need to do to get to that summit. Can you remember, or can anyone help Charlie out? Ollie?
Is it that if you can, it's at the top, it's
No, it's okay, don't worry, Ashley.
You need to start off with paragraphs and also include complex sentences as well to help build the paragraphs up.
Good. You need a mixture of the structure and the techniques to get to the top. You've been brilliant today, thank you. Can you stand behind your desk, please? Ollie, don't worry. Generally, I was pleased with how the lesson went. I thought some of the student responses were very encouraging and I got through what I wanted to. I'm a bit worried the last 15 minutes were perhaps a little rushed, and for some students I think I need to revisit that again and reinforce some of the ideas, but no, generally I'm pleased and happy.